We'll,
Well,
we'll,
all
catch you,
right.
we'll catch you next time when we watch and record Madoka Magica fan art. I like being lied to. Kind of gets me off, you know?
Oh my god!
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, an episode of Anime Fix, your fix for all things anime. I'm Chase.
And I'm Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. I'm exhausted,
Me
but I'm
too.
good. Yeah.
I appreciate you, though, and the time that you give to this podcast. What? What's so funny?
You always blowing smoke up my ass.
Of course, always. What are we talking about this week? It's not the manga that we said we were going to talk about. Like it ever.
So
I don't know why we always say what we're going to watch next because it's never the same thing.
I'm saying we shouldn't do that. Also,
Fine.
I couldn't make it. My week was so hellish. I couldn't even focus on one volume of Silent Voice. I'm so upset because what I did read was so good.
Was it really?
Yeah, so it definitely gave some insights into certain characters that I don't feel like was like the same idea that you get of the characters from the anime is still there, right? They didn't like change core character attributes, but like there are certain like incidents that you see at the beginning that you don't see in dialogue that occurred that you don't see in the anime that just adds
Just
more layers. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 pages in, so and what I read was good, so
Yeah.
But we decided to change it not just because of Lance, but like I was also struggling too because I started watching a bunch of new anime, and I was like, I want to watch these anime, right? I finished 3 different animes, and one of them is actually the one we're talking about today, which is a CyberPunk Edgerunners, which is a great anime, anyways, to talk about, in my opinion.
Yes, I love it. I finished that in a day, and I didn't understand why. I thought maybe they were releasing the episode like they're releasing episodically, not even episodically, it's not the right verb or term. But after they were releasing it like on weekly increments, because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, what episode are you on?" Oh, I'm on episode 4, episode 5, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally sat down to watch, I'm like, "It's all there. Why aren't you done yet? This is amazing." I finished it all within a day.
It took me 2-3 days actually, because you're not gonna like this, but after episode 6, which is like the first big like climax, right? I was like, well, this is good. I don't know if I think that's a good ending, and I'm like, oh, there's 6 more episodes left, right, or something like that. I'm like, well, I don't want to keep like I don't know. It felt like a good finale, and it felt like I didn't want to watch any more of it.
You mean is that when like he's part of the crew? You might have to remind me of the timeline of event.
When Main and Dorio, like when Main goes crazy, cyberpsychosis, and then like just has that final standoff, and then David is the one that's like left with Lucy and Becca and all of them. So
yep.
But like I was like, it's over. I don't want to watch anymore. And like I found it hard to like, all right, it's done. I didn't want to watch anymore. I don't know why.
It did seem like it would have been a good ending if you wanted to continue on for like a second season or something like that, which there hasn't been any.
There won't be. Not with any they had.
I mean, you could do like an anthology and tell others. Night City is.
You could pick a different like group of people to focus on.
And I mean, and there's no reason really to like Lucy got to where she wanted to be. The other characters like were interesting for the bits that they were in, but not enough to like go. Well, let's see the continuation of their adventures, right? So, They already confirmed they're not releasing a second season
Yeah,
for it.
I wouldn't ruin it with another. Like they could
Yeah.
call it Cyberpunk something else instead of Edgerunners, right? Like
They-
Cyberpunk Cyber Psychosis, where it just goes over like why it happens and stuff like that. That'd be cool.
That's one thing that I enjoyed from this that differs from the game, because the character you play in the game, V,
B, yeah, I knew that because I did some
It's
B.
V. It's either Victor if you're a guy, and I think it's Victoria if you're a girl, or maybe it's shit. I don't remember what it's short for the girl's name,
B, yeah, that's fine.
but they only go by V. Anyway, the concern of if you don't take your immunosuppressants, that all the uh, chrome that you got, well, you run the risk of getting like sick and dying and suffering from cyberpsychosis. I never felt that in the game. Like there was not like
Wasn't
a
that like important like of a thing in the game?
it like in the game there was there was cyberpsychosis, and it was for super chromed up people, right? And you actually fight there's a mission where you locate people from cyberpsychosis, and you have to like bring them in. But what I'm saying is there wasn't like a metric for my character where I said, oh, I better make sure to take these immunosuppressants on a certain other, like you have your stamina bar, you have your health bar. There wasn't a cyberpsychosis bar, like you better take your meds, otherwise you're gonna suffer
Okay.
from cyberpsychosis. And I thought that would have been a very
Pretty cool.
cool addition.
Oh, I
So
read that your character V, like the main character in the game, is immune to cyberpsychosis. Is that true?
I don't remember that. Where did you read that?
I don't know. I just did some research on the Googs.
I don't remember them ever saying in the game. Now there is like
Was it a bunch of chrome?
I mean, not at the beginning. He doesn't. You actually, depending on your life path that you choose, you actually get a lot of chrome removed. So I played the corpo life path at the beginning, and
Corpo, really? You went corpo?
of course,
Corporate.
yeah. And you actually lose all your chrome when you're kicked out of Arasaka. So at the beginning, you really have. Excuse me. At the beginning, you have really just bare minimum chrome,
Really?
and you can
Kind of like David.
as the game, kind of like David, yeah. And as you progress through the game, you can add more, depending on what kind of skill set you want.
I would add more for sure.
I mean, there are some things I added. So I went with a hacker playthrough, and I used a lot of like blades. So I didn't get like huge arms or anything like that, or anything that made me like run
David.
faster. Yeah.
No, I'd totally do that.
Which he got jacked like between
episode 6 and 7.
episode 6 and 7. Yeah, he got big. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember ever coming up about cyberpsychosis. So, but it's been a while since I played the game, so I can check that out. There's also some like additional like lore material that you can buy. So like, I bought like all the. Like I bought the game guide, about the art book, and there's a lot of.
Do you think it's worth it to get the game after? Because I really like the anime. So
I love the game. I do think that the anime was far more cyberpunk. I should say far more. Yeah, I felt the anime was more cyberpunk than the game itself. But the game was absolutely fun. And I didn't experience any bugs there were some certain bugs that were just in the game itself, right? But I didn't have any like performance issues or issues playing the game, no crashes or anything like that. It was
nice.
I actually streamed the whole game. So
going back to the anime, man, it was it was a roller coaster of emotions, like overall. Like even at the beginning, the first episode, where like yeah, he's the delinquent. Like David is the main guy, Martinez, and he's like a delinquent. Like he has no he only has his mom. They're very poor, can't make rent. Washer stops on him, like in the very first. I mean, through
Isn't
the
that
first
crazy?
cycle. Yeah,
He's got to
and
pay. He's got to pay his monthly subscription to use the
yeah,
washing machine.
a monthly subscription to use a washing machine, which is crazy. But then like he gets in trouble at school, right? And he gets banned. And on the drive home of his mom's picking him up, and she works for Arasaka, right?
No, I don't think she works for Arasaka per se. She is just on
She,
a.
she works for
She's a
corporate or like a
no,
corporation.
no. She's like an EMT. So
Oh, for the trauma.
so I don't know if she works for the city or if she works for because like there's trauma team, right?
Yeah.
Which is like private insurance, basically like is like a private insurance that is like a private insurance. I don't know how you would say it, but they're like military. They're like military in the insurance sector, right? They come in
Yeah.
and well, if you pay for the right coverage, they'll like take out everyone and bring you to safety. It's like having your own sort of SEAL Team 6 at your
Yep.
disposal whenever you're in trouble.
And like they show
And
up
then they're
to like extract you, and they have guns, right? like
yeah,
like no, we gotta save him no matter what. He's a
yeah.
premium client.
And then there's also like the police and the general like civil servants of the city. She
Yeah.
is like she is basically like an EMT
I got you.
essentially. Who she works for, I don't think it's ever established. Whether it's for like trauma team or for the city. I imagine it's probably for the city,
Probably for the
especially
city.
if she's struggling to make rent.
Yeah, and then she didn't have that premium insurance when the trauma team like showed up, right? They left her and David in the car. Well, she outside the
Yep.
car.
Yeah.
But like what happened was they got in a crossfire of like some other delinquents, some edge runners that were beefing with someone else. I'm not sure if they're edge runners, but they're beefing, and a giant explosion happened. Mom got thrown from the car. David's upside down in the car, and then like
So
everything. Good.
so Edgerunners is basically another term for cyberpunk. The
Okay.
idea is that you're crumbing up, you're like getting super enhanced, and because of the risk of cyberpsychosis, right, and like the general
Mhm.
just effect on your body by replacing all your biological components with like machine parts. The idea of edge runners means is you're running on the edge, right?
Mhm.
You're on the bleeding edge between like still being human and machine, and
Mhm.
also on the edge in the sense of um, like between I don't want to say like you're I don't want to say they're not criminals, but like you're on the edge in the sense of like between being an upstanding member of society and basically part of the slums, right? Like or the sort of the riffraff, the street people. So
Yeah,
the street kids. So
makes sense.
that's what edge runners mean. So pretty much, yeah, they're all edge runners.
Gotcha. Yeah. Um, but then everything like seems like it's going well and going fine, and then they go to the hospital, and she's like, she's gonna make it, and then like a day later, or like a couple hours later, is like, oh, she died. We did all you could within your package.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I thought that was insane, and like I thought she was gonna like be more important character, and then like she's just a tube that just sits on a desk.
yep.
Which is
I
insane.
mean, I would say she was an important character because she sort of sets the tone for like David's ambition and drive
Yeah. Doing
later
it,
on, and like
saying that he's doing it for her, right?
yeah,
And then saying later he's doing it for Maine. But I didn't think it was gonna end, like that. I didn't think a lot of the characters were gonna meet their end like that in the anime. I thought most of them were gonna live, but my
oh, it's
favorite
Night City,
character,
bro.
yeah, my
It's Night City. You either you don't become a hero when you're still alive. You only become a hero once you die.
Yeah.
There's actually a drink in the Afterlife bar called the David Martinez.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that before or after the anime? Before,
I
right?
believe it's before.
Gotcha. So they had the anime planned or not?
They probably didn't have the anime plan. What they probably did was because like they created a bunch of characters, you know, in like in the story. I imagine they just probably like there's a lot of characters they created that you never meet, but you read like a lot of like lore and their backstory and like how, the decisions that they made that impact the story itself, or just
Gotcha.
like different. Like the whole idea around the net, right, being fractured, and like there's this sort of rogue AI. That was all caused by a hacker who released the daemon that just destroyed the internet as they knew it at that time, and that's why. And so what the I forget what they're called, but they're basically like they're like hacker police, like monitor the internet and everything like that. They put up a giant wall separating the old net from the new net, and
That's why you have to deep dive sometimes.
that's why you have to deep dive. So anyway, there are characters that are mentioned that you hear about them and you hear why things are the way they are because of this person at that time. I imagine that they just go, and then they had a lot of names that they threw out. I bet they just picked somebody out of a hat, like, hey, let's tell somebody's story who we didn't really talk about in the game, and that's how they picked up with David Martinez.
Gotcha. That's cool. Who's your favorite character?
In this.
In this.
I'm drawing a blank on her name.
I know my
I'm drawing a
favorite.
blank. I know. I better know who your favorite is too. It's Becca, isn't it?
Rebecca. She's
Yeah.
so great. I love her.
She's just some moxie.
She did
She's
not
nothing
deserve
special.
that ending. She's best girl.
She's not best girl.
Yes, she is. Who's best girl?
With the other one.
Lucy?
That's who I'm drawing. Yeah, Lucy. Yeah.
No. She is
Oh,
not
I
best girl.
absolutely. I love Lucy so much.
No. Becca's way better. He should have chose Becca.
Well, you're saying that David should have ended up with Becca?
110%, my guy.
No, I think I think Lucy was a better fit anyway.
Yeah, see that got him.
And then there was you said what?
I see where that got him.
Yeah.
Is it a girl or guy?
So there's Lucy, and then there's the other net runner in the crew. I can't remember her name, but
yeah. There's a W, right? I think.
I'm looking her up now.
Can't remember what her name is either.
But I thought like her,
Kiwi.
Yeah, she was pretty cool too. I thought, but not anything like Lucy.
I'm telling you, man, Rebecca's where it's at. She's best.
No.
Bro, the first one of the crew that I saw like get capped and die, man, I was not expecting that at all. Like that guy just peeing on that car, and like he just pulls out the gun and just like blasts his head off. Like, is Rebecca's brother?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know. He's a side character.
He was a main character in my opinion until like that happened.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of weird. I really didn't care for him at all, but that's what happens, man. Yeah. So what kind of questions did you have for me?
Mostly it revolves around Adam Smasher and like how has he not became a cyber psycho?
So the thing is that, and it's the same reason sort of behind David, is I don't think there's an actually
willpower.
No, I don't think it's willpower. It's in the game. Part of the reason why you have that mission where you're hunting down people with cyberpsychosis is you're trying to like they're trying to study it because no one really knows what causes it. Like obviously people who are super chromed up run the risk of cyberpsychosis, but they don't know what about it causes it, right? And so it really is unclear why some people have a immunity or resistance to it. With Adam Smasher, it's probably because he was, for all intents and purposes, he was a machine already, like in his mind.
Insane already.
Yeah, he's unempathetic, cold, heartless, just without.
Like he's like a psychopath, right?
Yeah, and so an idea is that that's the reason that there's nothing else that could have affected him because he's already there.
That's
right.
Because he's like 96% Chrome.
Oh yeah, he's straight up a Borg.
Is V, the video game character, stronger than Adam Smasher?
Not at the beginning, though.
I meant like at the end.
At the end?
Well, I mean, like, does V destroy Adam Smasher?
Yes.
Cool.
You have to. It's part of the camp. I mean, you can't progress in the game.
Completely demolished David, though. Like, even with like that super strong weapon that he was equipped with, wasn't even a chance.
Yeah. So yeah, David. So eventually, you get strong enough, or you basically have to be strong enough to defeat Adam Smasher. Depending on how much of these side quests you do and what level up, specs you choose to level up on, can affect how easy or difficult it is. So, like for me, because I went with a hacker, I pretty much I stayed as far away from Adam Smasher, and I just I shocked him to where he couldn't move, and then I just put every sort of like virus or air, basically damage over time attack I could on him.
That's cool.
And I did it over and over, and I only used weapons if I was refreshing. If my RAM was was refreshing. So
that's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah,
and that works.
That's look like fun. The Sandevistan, that was a really cool piece of Chrome. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was interesting. I don't think, you see stuff that like that in the game itself, because a lot of cyber psychos that you face, part of the challenge with them is that they're always just like zooming around everywhere, and you can't keep track of them. So
really,
yeah,
it's probably because they have that hooked into them, right? The Sandevistan?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Military grade.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying that too. Yeah. Because I've never played the game, so I always thought, like, they were talking about Adam Smasher, and like when he finally showed up, I thought that David was gonna demolish him. Nope. Nope.
I mean, yeah, that would really just sort of retcon the whole 2070s, because it takes place in 2076.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, this takes place a year before
I didn't know
the events of the game.
Gotcha.
And you kill Adam Smasher in the game too, so that's the other thing.
Gotcha.
But no. I
hated Faraday.
Faraday, piece of shit,
100%.
horrible. Oh, yeah.
Betrayed everybody. Kiwi, I hated Kiwi too.
Why'd you hate Kiwi?
She has no loyalty at all.
It's Night City.
So
everyone else on the crew is
loyal. Everyone else on the crew is loyal. Even Falco, who shows up only to drive the car.
You should never trust anybody in Night City, because it's only going to end bad.
What about Lucy and David? They trust each other. Becca trusted them.
That's a risk.
Maine trusted them.
Yeah, it's a risk. No, Maine told David, watch who he trusts.
I liked Maine.
Was it because he's beefy?
No, he's very loyal. And then like he ended up killing his love and everything. Is a horrible story. Great story.
I really like how they introduced different groups in the game. So like Maine's girlfriend, she is You can tell she's from the Animal. I think they were called Animals or Animals, but they're a group in Night City who take a lot of animal hormones and steroids and stuff like that, and they're just focused on being they're not really focused so much on Chrome as they are just getting super beefy, and they steroid up with all sorts of like chemicals and everything. That's why they look the way they do.
And Maine was attracted to
I wonder if he was too, and he just had some Chrome. Well, no, probably not, because
that. He had a lot of Chrome.
like, yeah, he had a lot of Chrome. But yeah, you should look up Cyberpunk Animals. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And then the Moxie, which is it's a female focused gang. A lot of them, I think, are former. I want to say a lot of them were former, like, sex workers, or still current are sex workers, I think, and they were organized to like defend themselves against like the pimps of the city. I think I'm a little unsure of, but I remember that in the game. Well, it's not even actually. I take that back. It's not even just females. It's both male and female. But I believe they were all sex workers.
Oh wow.
The Moxie, and then there is who else? You see the Maelstrom gang. So that was pretty cool. Just seeing them in a less two-dimensional, because in the game when you're facing them, you don't really see them as full characters. You see them as just.
When did that game come out? 2020.
Yeah.
Jeez. Huh. That's really old.
What do you mean really old? That's less than 2 years old.
The collector's edition. Oh, that's the guide. It's on clearance.
Came out in December of 2020. And I put over 100. And I put a bunch of. I didn't really have the same, like. I did not have any of those issues.
You streamed it all, didn't you?
I did. That's probably why I didn't have any issues.
Yeah.
I put over 100 hours in that game.
Worth it? Better than Last of Us?
Ooh.
Is Cyberpunk a better cyberpunk like themed anime or like world than Psychopath? I'll tell you my answer.
Yes.
I agree. It is. It's way better.
Yeah.
Not everything is like so clean and everything.
Well, it's kind of focusing on a different side of that sort of genre. So in this instance, in Cyberpunk, you have, basically city states that are managed, and it's hyper capitalism. Corporations rule everything, right? And so in that sort of dystopian future, there is increased poverty and struggle, and basically like the punk aspect of it is more pronounced in that version of the future. And Psychopaths, you don't have this hyper capitalism, sort of militaristic control of the population. It's all centralized. It's all one source is controlling everything, right? So now you don't really, you have a lot more peace, per se, not a lot of, but at the same time you have less freedom.
I'll tell you what, the way that you install Chrome, I could never do it. Ripping out your lungs, man, tearing into your spine. Oh, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I would totally do my lungs.
No.
I would do my lungs. I would do my lungs. I would do my knees. Um,
You do your knees now if you want. Knee surgeries.
that's not the same thing. I'm talking about like actual like. So okay, so there
Upgrades,
are
not replacements.
the kind of so they do have cybernetic prosthetics now that use like machine learning. Um,
Really?
it's still very early research and it's very expensive. It's not like if you lost your leg and you went in, I don't think any insurance company would cover. Yeah, we'll pay this ridiculous sum of money so you can have a cybernetic limb. You're just going to get a basic prosthetic, right?
Yeah.
Um, but what I'm talking, so like when you talk about you can get knee surgery, yeah, I can get knee surgery, but I'm talking about like actual like cybernetics implant. Not like I'm not trying to get like my kneecap removed and put like just a steel plate there. I'm talking about like actual like mechanics
Yeah.
to strengthen them. So there's a documentary on YouTube called The Age of AI,
Yeah.
which talks about different aspects of AI. But one of the things that they do talk about is like um, prosthetics and enhancements to like certain disabilities and stuff like that, and kind of the work that's being done there, which is pretty cool. And no joke, there's one episode where a guy is like he has like a leg injury. He still has use of both of his legs, but he's in pain, right? So he's still able to walk, but he's in pain. And I'll short story. I won't go into the backstory at all, but he gets this opportunity to cut off both his legs, right? So mind you, I think only one was injured, but he gets the opportunity to cut off both his legs and get them replaced with cybernetics. And he does it. And he said it changed his life.
Cool.
So yeah, I think that kind of stuff is pretty dope. But I would totally rip out my lungs.
I don't know about that.
Would you do the arms?
No.
You don't want to have big, strong, muscular arms?
I already do, bro. Look at him. Also, this is a $5,000 arm right here. I'm not ripping that off.
You can put it back on. You can stretch your skin over.
No, I do. No.
What
It's
else did you think about
Polish. I didn't know it's Polish Japanese cyberpunk.
Well, yeah, the company that made the game is based out of Poland.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. Anything else you want to know about the world?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm actually really excited to play the game now. I'll wait till Black Friday to get a steep discount on it. So
Okay. I mean, yeah, do it.
I also
Just
have
get the
time
game
right
now.
I don't have time to play it right now.
I don't have time either.
I gotta wait till the non-busy season comes, which is
When is that?
November, December.
That's your non-busy season?
Pretty lit, man. Because everybody's focused on the sellers. So
I mean, that's crazy because like your whole job is easy.
pretty much.
I hate you.
I love
so
it.
much.
I love it so much.
well,
Well, we're not gonna do the thing where we're like, what are we gonna watch or record next time? So we'll figure that
not
out.
at all.
We'll figure that out. Anything else you want to know? Otherwise, my food's here.
No, I just Lucy's the best girl in the whole anime. I absolutely love it.
Rebecca's best girl.
Yeah, that's why she died at the end.
Yeah, saving everybody.
Yeah.
Buying
What do you mean
time.
saving?
Buying
Adam
time.
Smasher crushed her.
Buying time.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. No. This is great. I can't wait. I want to watch it again already.
I do
I'm super
too.
stoked.
I want my wife to watch it too.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have for this week.
Yeah,
We'll figure something out for next week.
yeah, we will.
Maybe it'll be One Piece Part 2. Maybe it'll be Silent Voice. Maybe it'll be none of those. And
Maybe it'll be Chainsaw Man. Who knows?
maybe it'll be.
We'll figure it out.
All right. You gonna do the outro? You gonna do the outro?
What's the outro?
I don't know. What do you say? We'll catch you. All right, that's it. We'll
We
catch you all
can't
next.
because we're not saying what we're gonna watch and record next time because we're not doing that anymore, are we? I mean, I can still say something. We're not.
Yeah,
gonna
just
do
say
it,
something.
We're not gonna do it.
It could be like a drinking game.
We'll
Well,
catch
all right.
we'll catch you next time when we watch and record Madoka Magica fan art.
Bye.